Good evening. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of Nighttime with Karnes. And I am competing with President Obama at the moment. I know you're gonna tune away from President Obama just to hear me speak. Uh, my topics for today, I was asked by Kelly Ray what my progress was on the new novel, and I'm about 20,000 words into a rough draft. It's gonna be I need about 60,000 more words to finish it. I have a feeling it's going to be shorter than One Nation was. That novel weighed in at 112,000 words. To give you perspective on this, aside from big names like Stephen King or George R. R. Martin, any of the big authors, most novels tend to be about 80,000 words in size. Um, Bigger authors are going to have a lot more words to them. They can be somewhere upwards to 150,000 words, 200,000 words, 300,000 words, or in the case of George R. R. Martin, millions of words. I don't know. He's been writing on the same book for about 10 years now. But my first book was big. When I took it to the editor, he suggested that I cut 40,000 words immediately. Not sure where I would have cut that at, but the that's what they say for in terms of marketability. The whole writing process was very new to me as well, especially the editing part. So when I had it edited, I wasn't really happy or satisfied with the editing process. But I take away a learning lesson from it. I know what to do differently next time. So, getting back to the new novel, the title of it is Indivisible. Came up with an idea to make it a trilogy right after One Nation was published. I kept getting asked, "Are you going to publish a sequel?" And I had no sequel in mind because Jennifer Hansen's story, it started, it ended, it came to a conclusion. I didn't really have enough room to come up with a proper sequel. I had some ideas, but I didn't think they really worked. So I just didn't have a sequel in mind. But I came up with an idea for, instead of telling Jennifer Hansen's story, I can turn it into a trilogy by telling two other stories of other strong female characters, and that's the one I'm writing right now. And it's titled. I came up with putting this into a trilogy. You have One Nation, Indivisible, and the title for the third book would be Liberty and Justice, and it would be three different perspectives of three women trying to come to terms with their life in a fascist America. So I am 20,000 words into it. I have about another 60,000 to go. If I can put out 500 to 1,000 words a day, I could get the rough draft done by late spring, and then editing begins. One would think that writing, when you write it once you're done, but no, you end up looking at it over and over again, enough to the point where you're sick of reading it. I wrote the rough draft of One Nation in 10 months, and then I spent the next 14 months editing it and rewriting it, and that was even putting it through having beta readers read it for me after the sixth edit that I run through, and I thought it was ready, and it turned out it wasn't. But I hope to have the rough draft done by spring. If I keep writing every day and hit a daily writing goal, then I should be able to have that done. Other topic I wanted to talk about is the whole. We're in a new year now. It's 2017, and everybody gets caught up in the whole new year, new you thing. I used to get caught up in it too. Way back in my youth, back in when I was in my when I was in my 20s, uh, you have a crappy year, you want a better year, so you're just gonna throw away this entire year, and next year is gonna be so much better. It's gonna be a whole new year, a whole new year. And I used to buy into that philosophy as well as as well as other people do now. But then I learned over time that there's no such thing as a new year, new you. You're always you. You are the summation of your experiences. Uh, Everything that's happened to you in your life up to this point, all the good and all the bad stuff, make up exactly who you are. And you don't become a new you from it. You learn from it, but it's not like it should always be an epiphany to you. You should always be growing, rather than dwelling on any mistakes you've done from the past. And that's why I don't believe in the whole new year, new you thing. However, I do believe in having goals and things to work on. So I consider that vastly different than having the whole new year, new you. Uh, Having goals is a completely different thing, and I came up with some goals to work on for myself this year, and that included a refocus on writing more, finishing the rough draft and beginning the editing process of Indivisible, as well as coming up with more marketing channels for myself and my publishing empire, and opening up additional distribution channels for my current novel. So nothing wrong with having goals, but you're always going to be you. So don't worry about the whole new year, new you thing. Build on your experiences and move forward. Um, that's about all I have to talk about tonight. I can see President Obama on TV right now, and everybody's clapping. If there's a topic that you would like for me to discuss, please let me know. I'm interested in any feedback. Even if you feel like you want to call me a jackass, you can call me a jackass. I'll listen to you. I'm gonna go to bed here in a little bit. Wish you all a good night.